Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Naven Gaming, where today we are continuing our adventure in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Alright, so, last we left off, fucking, a cult of assassins. They had introduced themselves after having this little parade announcing their existence to me, and we got Cabela as a new companion, I imagine. And now they want me to go down into the depths of my own ship to find their weird sort of cultist temple shrine place to meet their leader. And in the process of doing that, I imagine they're going to give me some type of, I don't know, some type of prediction? I don't know. It's a little vague on the details because they didn't really explain a whole lot. They just introduced themselves, asked me if I wanted to execute some heretics and traitors, among other things, and some of which weren't even really, were supposedly heretics and traitors. I mean, one set of them were clearly dickheads. The others, the officers were just trying to stop them from doing stupid shit. But you get the point, I don't know if I ended up sparing the officers, because I did specifically state, hey, I wanted to spare the officers, but the officers were like, no, please be, be merciful. It's just like, I mean, I spared you. Why are you complaining? Anyways. So yeah, that's kind of where we left off. We also solved the Rykati Filia's prison mining situation. There was an object there that we couldn't really figure out or deduce what the problem was. We met up with the Winter Scale inheritor by the name of Yvain. He's kind of a bitch, not gonna lie. I'm kidding. But no, he's a bit more diplomatic of the, of the formers, which is probably probably a good thing. Because everything that I've been hearing about the Winter Scale so far is that they are the shoot first and ask questions later type of people. Instead of trying to figure out what, is typically going on in every given situation. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So without further ado, let's get right back into it. Also, Argenta taught me some weird exercises during my bathing, which is funny. I don't know how I'm supposed to talk to Argenta about her quest line. I'm assuming that that's going to become apparent at some point, but she's like, when you have the free time, do you think you can talk to me in private? It's just like, well, I can definitely try, but I haven't found the means to do that yet, except the ablution, and the ablution doesn't tell me shit. So, there we go. Also, I've been looking at my channel analytics, and I just want to say that I'm getting a lot of traction. More so than I did when I was just a disembodied voice back in my earlier content. And for that, I just want to say I'm both grateful, humbled, and kind of surprised, honestly. I'm not going to lie. Thank you guys so much for watching my content. Even if it's like, even if you're just watching the first videos of whatever I'm playing, right? It's just like, because I do notice that a lot of you just tend to watch whatever the first video of a new series is and then rarely ever stick around for any of the other stuff, but that kind of tracks. Most people don't stick around after the initial content. They're just like, I get a gist of what's going on here, and then they just fuck off, which that's totally fine. But I just want to say, I just want to tell you guys I appreciate your support, and I also appreciate the fact that you guys watch my content, even for future episodes. I've also been getting likes. I've gotten 2 likes on my videos, all from this game, so that's impressive. And again, thank you all so much for that. I honestly am both, again, I'm just humble, I don't know where this channel is going to go. I don't know how this channel is going to progress, but, if I can continue to game and everybody likes the gaming content that I do, then, all the more power to myself and to you guys. Oh. But yeah. Without further ado, because I don't want to continue to harp on any particular subject for a longer period of time, let's just get right back into this game. So, let's see. There's Abelard. I don't know if Abelard has anything interesting to say.
Lord Captain?
You know, I'd like to know more about my Seneschal.
As you wish, Lord Captain. What would you like to know?
Tell me about yourself. What were you before you became Theodora's Seneschal?
I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No, I used to be is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling, the essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I'm still an officer of the Imperium.
I see.
I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcement to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue trader's personal council.
Pretty neat. Hang on 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. I was gonna check the audio because sometimes the audio is always resets itself sometimes.
It was a difficult choice for me. But I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force. One who had built a protectorate amidst the dangers and wildness of the expanse.
A scattered, poorly explored region on the frontier of the Imperium, full of fearsome Xenos, treasures, heathen worlds, and the echoes of ancient doom. That's another funny thing about 40k universe is that the Imperium may be one of the massive armies, and humankind might be the dominant superpower in the universe at the current moment, outside of maybe some Eldar and demons. But the funnier thing about about humanity is that they're so spread thin that trying to manage and keep track of it all is a task into itself. Which is probably why Gilliman is always constantly seen withering away in some type of study somewhere. Poor fucking Gilliman, man. Probably wish he was back to sleep. He probably wish he was still sleeping. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Leaving the Imperial Navy is far from easy. Why were you permitted to quit your post?
You could say there was no one among the naval command who was willing to impede the wishes of the rogue trader. To do so would be to risk their own position and their relationship with Theodora. The Lord Captain possessed certain contacts in the Imperial Navy. Contacts which she used to request help during the conflict on the border world. And which enabled her to make me an offer that resulted in my joining her retinue. The Navis Imperialis is an ancient institution with its own mandates and muster lists. On occasion, in the heat of an official briefing, or an informal discussion, I violated those rules, determined to press my point. It is challenging to choose the words to accurately express my opinion on a situation or the actions of others that do not sound overly scathing or confrontational. Many in command were inclined to view my manner of speaking as unbefitting a person of my rank.
I see. So, he's very blunt, which that makes sense. He's very blunt for a commanding officer of the Navy. And honestly, I don't mind that. It's better to have someone who actually speaks his mind than someone who doesn't, right? You just don't want to constantly make your points like the only thing that matters, right? There's a careful hand to both, having a point, having an opinion, and then trying to supersede that opinion over everybody else's. There's a careful balance there. But at the same time, like I'm the kind of person who, like, when I try to give an opinion on something or I try to help someone, they never take my opinion as legitimate advice most often than not, because, and I don't know if it's just because people like hear the way I speak, because when I talk to people in actual, like when I actually talk to people, I'm a bit flimsy myself, like I'm a bit whimsy. When I make my point, it's not, I always follow that point, or always buffer it with, like, you could do it this way, or I think it might be better if you did this, or you should probably consider looking into this. Like, I never take an affirmative stance on an issue. And so I guess that just kind of allows people to open that up to just me being like you know, just like, oh, well, he doesn't sound certain. So maybe, like, it's something to take into under advisement, but not something to actually do, right? I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I try to help people with a problem, or I try to give people some legitimate advice, they always don't really listen to what I have to say. They always just take it under advisement, and they're just like, yeah, I might do it, I might not. And then they never do it. There have been times where I'm just like, no, you should probably definitely not fucking do that. But, those are very few and far between, and that's usually when people do stupid shit, right? That's the only time I ever really take a firm stance on anything. But most of the time, like, I try to offer some help and people just don't listen. And so I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to help you. Like, I mean, it's not like I won't offer advice, but I'm not going to expect you to really listen to what I have to say. I'm just going to give you, like, a point and then just leave it. I'm not going to try and convince you of it otherwise, or whatnot. You just do whatever the hell you want. And sometimes you have to be like that. Like, you can't just help people. You can't just take their problem as your own and then just, fix it yourself. Like, you have to, people have to want to help themselves, because if they refuse to help themselves, then all you're really doing is just helping someone who doesn't want to be helped, right? I've had plenty of people try to help me for a few things, and I do appreciate it most of the time. But sometimes, like, I don't really want the help. I don't really need it. I'm not even focused on the particular thing that they're trying to help me with, and it's like, thank you, but I didn't really ask you to do that, and I don't really need the help for this. And I certainly wasn't asking. Again, I wasn't asking for it. I don't know why you're focused on that. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, I've had a friend of mine who has helped me try to find a few jobs before, and he's also almost gotten me a job at one point, and I'm like, I didn't ask you to do that, but I do appreciate it. Like, and I did actually try to, get that job that he recommended for me, and it didn't really pan out, but, like, it's, I do appreciate it. I wasn't going to look a gift horse in the mouth and be like, well, you know what, that's an opportunity I probably shouldn't let slide, right? So yeah, there's a lot of great instances where, you should definitely help people, but you should only help people who want to help themselves, right? The way you talk about Theodora, I'm beginning to think you were in love with her.
What? Lord Captain, any allegations of improper feelings or unsanctioned relations are utterly baseless and bordering on the insulting. Utterly baseless.
You felt very strongly about that, Abelard. Do you have a family?
I am a widower. I am a father of 4, and if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11. My family lives on Dargonus. None of my children express any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship, and I would hardly have insisted that they follow in my footsteps.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Of course.
Well, I must take my leave.
Lord Captain.
We learned a little bit more about our Seneschal. Alright. And because I'm not going to bother trying to look for an excuse to talk to our Argenta anymore, for at least a good while until that becomes apparent. Let's just go ahead and move on. Oh, wait, that's right. Oh, yeah, is Cabela the part of that DLC? I almost forgot to mention that. Is Cabela a part of that DLC? Because I'm pretty sure she's on the box art of the DLC for this game. That makes me wonder if I should... Well, they wouldn't let me have the opportunity to do it if they didn't think that I was at a point in the game where I could do it. I don't know. We'll just take a look, right? You know, get it out of the way. The freight line. Ah. She's party members. Cabela's in the party. And she's level 4. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. 1 second. Okay. A sturdily built man with an augmented jaw stands at attention. The dark circles under his eyes speak to many sleepless nights, but his voice is loud and spirited. Welcome to the Freight Hub, LD 987A14, Lord Captain. I am Edok Frenzo, Captain of the Enforcers in the lower deck bay LD A14. The Master at Arms has assigned me to be your liaison for the duration of your stay here. Lord Captain, would you like to inspect the control room or to begin your search for the Temple of the Bloodspun Web? He says the last part with obvious concern. It seems you were prepared for my visit. How did you and the Sauerbach know I was coming? The Master at Arms ordered us to be on standby after the Bloodspun Web openly invited you to visit their temple. We have been awaiting your arrival every day since then, Lord Captain. Do you know how to reach the Temple of the Bloodspun Web? I am sorry, Lord Captain, I do not. No one knows the cultists are too adept at hiding and keeping their secrets. And it worries me that you might have to walk around the entire compartment looking for the temple. Why are you worried? Is there a problem with this compartment? The lower decks are not suitable for someone of your status. And it's not just the grime or the crowd of brutish laborers. I suspect that the entrance to the Temple of Death is hidden in some dark corner where you might encounter criminals or contagious outcasts. With the kind of riffraff that dwells there, you might even be attacked. I hereby offer you my assistance, Captain. I shall conduct an inspection and share my thoughts on how to change this place for the better. But Frenzo stops himself mid-protest and assumes a more compliant tone. In that case, I urge you to remain vigilant. The freight trains move at great speeds, and the inhabitants of the residential units are despicable rabble. One must never drop one's guard around them. And Emperor preserve you from stumbling into the pestilence pit. That's where the madmen and the lepers live. Tell me about this station. Hub LD 987A14 connects to the lower decks. Freight, residential, and artillery bays. Our task is to monitor the flow of the labor force and prevent supply disruption between bays. Who maintains this hub? Traffic controllers. There are technomats trained by priests of the machine cult to keep the sacred cogitators in working order and prevent train collisions. The consequence of an accident like that would be easy to imagine, especially if one of the trains were carrying macro cannon ordnances. Also employed here are an Enforcer Squad, a team of Inferni, the clerks who keep cargo records, and Medicae officers. A fine chap whose medicine of choice is a bullet. May the God Emperor forgive him. Not every void ship can boast of its own railway. That is true. Usually higher class ships are the ones that get trains, but it's far from the greatest thing a rogue trader's warrants can see done. The credit here goes to Lady Theodora's predecessor, and whose orders the Adeptus Mechanicus assisted in birthing this miracle of a sacred engineering from the womb of the Dynasty flagship. What is the situation on the lower decks? Most of the locals unload trains and sorts provisions. We give maintenance jobs to the more capable ones. The rest are reserve workforce. Whenever crew are lost on deck, we find replacements from among those rats. And if extra hands are needed anywhere else, there are always more than enough volunteers eager to work for rations. They even queue for jobs. The rabble cause you no problems, I hope. Surely you are joking, Lord Captain. The rabble are base in nature, and mutiny is always on their minds. They steal whatever they can get their hands on. Lately, they've moved from rations and tinned food to weapons. We confiscate these regularly, of course, and keep the serfs meek and terrified. It's the only way we can protect the mindless herd from themselves. Mutinous rabble? How paranoid of you. To the best of my knowledge, being paranoid is practically a requirement in our line of work. In any case, the rabble are always plotting. Take my word for it. I have learned enough. Always at your service, Lord Captain. Cult of the Bloodspun Web has a presence in this compartment, does it not? That is correct. The enforcers do not bar them from carrying out their sacred duties. He scowls. As irregular as it is to have armed crew members to set up a secret hideout forbidden to the enforcers, and that they can go around dispensing bloody justice. What do you know about the death cultists? Not much, but I'm always trying to learn more. Given that they like to pay visits to my compartment, Renzo scratches his head thinking. The Spinners honor the Emperor through death. They kill notorious reprobates and heretics. Sometimes they kill righteous folk, and other times even seemingly at random. Their rituals are morbid, and their prayers are strange. Anyone not initiated in their rites would struggle to make any sense of them. Do you not take issue with the death cultists killing people on your territory? Well, they stopped doing that recently, and what a relief it was for me. I couldn't exactly breathe easy with trained killers walking about. Yeah, you're welcome. The captain grumbles sullenly under his breath. Be steadfast in your duty, Captain Frenzo. The Emperor protects, Lord Captain. Alright. Cabela, what you got for me? What kind of type are you? Awesome that we can have more party members in a goddamn party. I love it. But that also means the game is structured for that type of thing. But I still like it. Archetype, please. Thank you. Okay. Choose common talent. Be smart. She is a blade dancer. Blade dancers are swift and deadly masters of the sword, specializing in delivering flurries of rapid strikes. Able to sacrifice a part of their health to enhance their close combat capabilities, blade dancers prefer to avoid enemy attacks, either by parrying, dodging, or quickly repositioning before enemy counterattacks. They have the ability to parry ranged attacks. Oh, that's fucking dope. Okay, be smart. Anytime an ability or talent uses fellowship bonus, a void-born character can instead use intelligence bonus if it is higher. Characters can always upgrade intelligence if their archetype does not allow for it. Bloody Mess. Anytime a Voidborn character scores a critical hit, there is a 10% chance to double the damage. Yes. We will take that. The Voidborn character has a 20% chance to survive after suffering a lethal damage. We're going with that. 40 agility. Let's increase your agility. Because being agile is going to be great. So that way you don't have to worry about the fucking deal with bullshit. Alright, now choose an ability. The Blade Dancer immediately returns to the cell where they started their turn. This movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity. If the Blade Dancer used Death from Above this turn, this movement repeats all uses of this ability in reverse. What the fuck does that mean? Immediately returns to the cell where they started their turn. I see, so if you move them somewhere and you do an attack, you can move them back. That's actually pretty useful. This movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity, so that's good. If the Blade Dancer used Death from Above this turn, this movement repeats all uses of this ability in reverse. I'm not sure what that means, but I like that idea. The Blade Dancer selects an ally. Until the end of combat, attacks made by the Blade Dancer against enemies who have already attacked that ally gain 50% critical chance and 28% critical damage bonus. Fatal Blades. The Blade Dancer faces a side of their choice on immediately ends their turn. Until the beginning of the Blade Dancer's next turn, they can dodge area attacks without moving, are immune to all types of damage movements, gain 20% parry against attacks from that side, and can now parry attacks made against adjacent allies. Yeah, this one's better. Okay. I'm going to give you Medicaid. It's amazing that you have higher Medicaid than most of my other party members. Okay. You gained a second tier archetype. Okay. The Servo Overseer makes a note of everyone who passes by its station every time. We got Enforcers. Maglock Scabbard. Oh, quiet on the line, Lord Captain. A lot of interesting stuff here. A statue to Magos Ionis, architect of Freight Hub. The Cogitep dashboard controlling the rail junction is lit up with indicator lumens for active hubs. Arrival and departure announcements are pouring out of the box systems. Is that blood? It can't be. We scrubbed the deck 3 times right before the rogue trader came. Void take me, the captain will have our heads. Is this the welcome you give the rogue trader? Abelar nostrils flare in anger. Whoever had the audacity to leave this behind. This appalling symbol. I will see to it that Master at Arms calls them to account herself. Edoc Frenzo. The corner of the captain's mouth twitches nervously as he mutters, "Damn those. How did they even?" Awareness. Examine the mark. Awareness test succeeded. You have seen this sort of symbol before. Death cultists have carved bleeding marks like this into their own skin. Cabela carves the same symbol on the back of her hand with a knife and whispers a prayer. Doman Cornelius, remember this sign. It is the beginning of your quest. The first blood trial. Explain yourself, Renzo. What is this mess? Do you know what this mark is? Do you know what this mark is? It resembles one of the symbols associated with the blood-spun web. What was it called again? The Son of Trailing Blood, I think. It's a prayer familiar to many in this compartment. We've heard spinners say it when they, well, perform their signature acts of service to the Emperor. So when they murder fucking people. Printo takes a deep breath. The soundless shadow sank into the dark. Slash feed crescendo. A fatal dance. Blade song in tempo. Each edge an echo. Twin odes to death throes. Now on her sacred blood, as she once trod the back of foes. Tread countless souls, but none who know. It's kind of a dope-ass rhyme, I'm not gonna lie. You memorize the verse. Why? When I took up my post here, I made sure to familiarize myself with all the particular qualities of this compartment. I soon heard about the verse and decided to investigate. I questioned a number of people who follow the bloodspun web as I was trying to figure out if there was anything pernicious about it, and eventually I learned the whole thing. He frowns. The words are certainly strange, but it's nothing worse than that, it seems. What is the Son of the Trailing Blood? From what I can tell, it's something like a prayer, with several verses that tell about the life of one of the cult saints, Ariane, or the matriarch Spider, as they call her. So I'm invited to follow a trail of blood, it seems. I accept the spinner's invitation. I hope you find what you're looking for and return to the upper deck safely, Lord Captain. I fucking hope so. You think you can make out letters woven into the intricate symbol, and though the meaning of each individual letter eludes you, together they unmistakably form an arrow pointing in a certain direction. Where to go? Where to go? Let's see, the arrow points this way, so let's go this way. The bulky doors lead to the Enforcer's living quarters and the hub's provision depots.
Is there money to be made?
This is the last of the hub's vital vials for this work cycle. Do you have any idea how much it costs? There. 57 ration cards. It's all I've got, I swear. Spent the rest on Rotgut again, I'm guessing. I'm not doing you any more favors. Give up the drink or get used to life in the pestilence pit. Oh, damn it, I didn't make a dream. I hope you get hit by a train. God damn. The rotting guts of someone unfortunately enough to be flattened by a train, like glistening on the track. That's morbid as fuck. It looks like someone tried to cross it at one point. Stupid bastards. This place looks terrible.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I mean, look at this shit. It's all dirty and grimy. And we're not kidding. This place needs to be cleaned up. It's interesting that every ship is essentially like a little hub city. It's ridiculous, though. The longer you stare at the mark, the quieter the sounds of the station become. The shadows grow longer and seem to stretch in the direction of the adjacent section. Is there some type of magic at work here?
Let us not dawdle.
Got all my limbs intact. Don't even need to take breaks. I've been waiting for 10 watches. The enforcers take bribes to put people on lists, and everybody knows it. Look at me, boss. Got all my limbs intact. Glory to his lord, captainship. I could also just use the keys to do this. I don't need to continuously do this, but... Actually, hang on. This'll become annoying if I have to do it that way. Controls! Keyboard functions. Game. I'm not seeing it in here. Okay. Well, so much for that. Wait, accessibility? Nah, of course not. Okay. Mercy, please save me. The young man gasps for air through burnt lips, slipping in and out of delirium. His skin is dripping from his gaunt body like melted wax from a candle. His eyes, somehow intact, alive, clear, and filled with pain, stare at you from under his caked eyelids. Iconoclast. What happened to you? Do you know anything about the mark next to you? Switch on your Vox. Get some Enforcers, Medicaid personnel here. Switch on your Vox. Get some Enforcers and Medicaid personnel in here now. There is a man in need of revival. Once he has recovered, assign him to be a scribe's apprentice. He's too badly injured to go back to a worker's life. A blissful smile twists the man's lips, and a tear forms at the corner of his ruined eye socket. The God Emperor has sent you to save me. You are his light. You are his grace. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me here. 3+ Iconoclast. Iconoclast, I guess, is like a good guy. Which, that's exactly what I'm going to roleplay. I am the most human of all the fuckers on this ship, apparently. I feel bad for this guy, though. Can you imagine just leaving this guy to die? Anyways, give me a second while I make a drink. Ah, damn it. I hate it when I spill my gamer subs on myself sometimes. It's like, Jesus Christ. In case you're wondering, I order it off of Amazon, and yes, it is Guacamole Gamer for 9,000. I mean, it's a solid drink, and it's a solid flavor. Alright, that out of the way. Okay. Never forget the mercy that the Lord Captain has granted you. When the Undying One is ready to accept a soul, it must be sent forth, and so will it be freed from the torment of the flesh. Yet you have chosen to prolong this one's suffering. Your intentions perplex me. Who are you and what happened to you? I'm Vale, a cleaner. I was in my house asleep. Enforcers came, set fire to it. I didn't make it out in time. I wonder how long he's been sitting here like this. A watch? 3? The whispers say nobody cared because he didn't matter, but they also say he's somehow supposed to matter to us. Strange. Do you know anything about the mark next to you? He tries to turn his head and his blackened skin crunching as it opens into scarlet cracks. A spinner came. He painted the symbol. Then he gave me water and whispered a strange verse. He told me to memorize it and to recite it later, so that help would come. And here you are. Then I should... He begins to whisper, his lips twisted in pain. To suit smirched soul, her mercy she did grant. Last breath expressed, knife met heart, removed from chest, passed on to death, her duty blessed, a balm for those who suffer, anguish and distress, a longing brought to rest, of mortal bonds the soul divests. Help is on the way, just hold on a little longer. Of course. Thank you. Thank you. Why are they burning this place?
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Stacks of ration cards. Charred scrap of parchment. He could barely make out the crudely scribbled words on the burnt note. Then past the marketplace. Sure, the enforced you or you'll ruin entire operation on the tracks. Beh, I'll find a little gift or give it to him and you'll see for yourself. Actually, would right click do it? Okay. All to cargo, please. I guess I'll just collect it all. Why not?
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Alrighty. The workers beaten to within an inch of their life are returning stolen power panels, wire, and microlumens to containers marked disposal. Greetings, your lordship. Long live the rogue trader. A group of beggars are rattling their alms mugs and ostentatiously displaying their hunger-sunken bellies in various disfigurements. A toothless man falls to his knees before you. Your lordship, spare a throne for those who can't even get worse jobs. Kill the beggar. I am sick of you. Get lost. God damn. Toss a stack of ration cards. Let your bellies be full tonight. Praised be the Lord Captain. The poor descend on the alms like a pack of gutter rats, each one scurrying off of their own corner with what they've grabbed. The time-worn loader is barely fit for purpose at this point, but the Enforcers still see its complex maintenance as the lesser evil compared to hiring ignorant, clumsy scoundrels to do the job. I think there's definitely going to be a lot of shit that needs to be done down here. I don't know if this is due to Theodora's maintenance or if this is legitimately because of the riot that happened. The Infernus Master salutes you cheerfully with his Leo stick. Lord Captain, what an unexpected encounter. What brings you to this compartment? The famous cuisine and magnificent vistas? No doubt. I seek the blood-spun web's temple. Do you know where they are hiding? I do not have the foggiest idea, and that's probably for the best. I have my hands full as it is. And what are you doing down here? I'm here to patch up Savage, locomotive number 3. This squabbler is my personal favorite on the entire freight line. Every couple of years, Savage gets mad. His boiler catches fire and starts spinning steam at the repairman. Guess who they call to take care of him in these situations? The Inferni, of course. But that's alright. I love Savage. When he's in a good mood, the feeling of standing at his levers and speeding down the freight line is indescribable. The roar of the boiler, the wheels thumping like mad, and all that furious power pulsing in your hands, responding to the slightest movement. How about it? There is a mischievous spark in Heinrich's eyes. I introduce you. Is it safe? Oh, I refuse to believe Savage would dare scald the Lord Captain. He definitely should not. I cannot turn down an offer like that. The panel before you is covered with technical runes, lumens, and levers. The platform shakes with the boiler's mighty vibrations as the iron beast beneath your feet growls and snorts ferociously. Heinrich squints contentedly and whispers the litany of ignition before turning to you. The black-hearted fiend is angry and refuses to obey right now. Savage is powered only by the auxiliary maneuvering engine. We will need to start the main rotor if we want to take a trip down the freight lane. Listen to rumble noises coming from the boiler. What should I do? Listen to the rumbling noise coming from the boiler. The stubborn machine does indeed seem remarkably similar to a wild beast. The roar of the mechanism resembles hoarse growling, and the scarlet glow of the lumens on the control panel makes you think of the malicious glare of a predator. The spirit of this machine is vicious, but strong and lively. What should I do? Put your hand on the big lever and gently give it a pull. Very gently. Heinrich's face is focused, but his voice has not lost any of its playful cheer. Savage does not like being hassled. Grasp the lever and gently pull it toward you. A few erratic jolts shake the platform, and an indignant groan emanates from the depths of the machine. An intense shudder passes through the lever and into the palm of your hand. There is a strange feeling of emptiness in your stomach. Savage's fiery heart is stirring. Do you feel it? There is so much energy and defiance in him. This is a rocket, not a locomotive. An unruly, enamored with speed, but quite willing to submit to a strong hand. Are we talking to a? We're talking about a woman, right? Okay. There is almost a loving tenderness in Einrich's voice. Pulling the lever toward you, smoothly but firmly, then pump the fuel with this command rune. Smile at Einrich, and unruly and defiant, but submits to a strong hand, much like yourself. I wasn't thinking that's where that was going to go, but I'm going to take it. A roguish gleam appears in his eyes. You don't say. Pull the lever and pump the fuel. A new explosion inside Savage shakes his iron body, causing your eyes to see double from the vibration. Now you are feeling his power. He can run down the entire freight line in a minute, given the chance, and kill everyone who rides him at that speed. Now try applying some thrust to the main rotor. Grab those paired levers and give them a firm tug. This is such a fucking innuendo. You know exactly what they were thinking. We get Irish. Show me how it's done. Oh man, they know exactly what they were doing here. Tech use. Reach for the ornately carved levers and awaken the beast. Tech use test succeeded. A torrent of steam bursts from the slit in front of your face, but Einrich deftly covers you with his shoulder. A moment later, you realize that you cannot hear a thing. Or rather, you hear only one thing. A dragon's roar, triumphant and powerful. Savage has awoken and appears to have agreed not to kill us both. All hail the Lord Captain. You have subdued a mighty beast today. And now, I'm sure you have the urgent business to attend to, and it's time for me to drive Savage down the line and see if he is feeling cranky. That was most intriguing, Einrich. I am pleased. I have a good trip. That was most intriguing, Einrich. I am pleased. Einrich lowers his eyes and grins. Could I have wished for anything more, your lordship? Have a good trip. Everything is going to be alright. Savage would never fry me. Right, Savage? That was kind of amusing, I'm not gonna lie. Alrighty, let's see here. Yes, your lordship?
I always have a backup plan.
Burned out folks' belongings, hot from the oven. Ha ha ha, one ration card off the price for regulars. This shift only. A group of gawkers are crowding around a makeshift stage, watching a strange duo perform. A man with odd-looking goggles pushed up on his forehead, hands wrapped in worn leather gloves, plays a tune on a handmade flute. Next to him sits a stack of crates supporting some kind of game board. A scruffy rat is rolling some small glass balls around the board. Watch the game. Several workers empty their pockets and start throwing ration cards, bolt nuts, and even a few power panels into the small chest next to the board. The flute player winks at the crowd and switches to a different tune. The rat squeaks excitedly and starts rolling the colorful ball the players have chosen around the maze of tunnel on the board, but not a single one reaches the goal. A hole marked with a red circle. But, let's see. The hole with a red circle. The rat just rolls all the balls off the board or into dead ends. Once the first group of players get their hopes dashed and leave empty-handed, new workers immediately take their place. Fascinating game they're playing. Watch the rat. Listen to the tune. Watch the rat. Succeeded. The rat scurries around the board, spurred on by the flute. Its movements appear erratic at first glance, but after a while, you notice how consistently the ball seems to miss the goal at the very last moment. While the rat's clumsy, amusing scampers distracts the spectators, its nimble tail directs the ball away from the hole. Interesting. Fellowship test succeeded. The rat's movements, from the flicks of its tail to when and where it pushes the ball, obey its master's wordless commands with uncanny precision. The notes, the pauses, the rhythm, every part of the melody serves as signal to the flute players and tiny assistants. This guy's genius. He not only domesticated a rat, but he's using his pet rat to essentially scam these people out of their fucking out of their scraps, which is kind of funny. A fine show. The crowd, which has been too absorbed in the performance to notice your presence, turns to you. Expression of frightful awe appearing on the workers' faces. Many start whispering prayers. The flute player clears eyes, wide in surprise, then with an open and friendly smile he says, "Many a grand story of the Lord Captain's generosity is told, and I swear on my flute today I will add another. To a fortune peddler, the Lord Captain's grace is a gift from fate itself." He applauds you with gratitude, and the workers timidly join in. "Perhaps you would like to trade us some of that captain's fortune of yours, lordship." The flute player bows respectfully, and gestures at the game board. The crowd buzzes with anticipation. That is a curious-looking flute. How did you come by it? He pats his instrument gently. My mother loved music. She used to hum beautiful melodies to me, and when she passed away, I carved this flute from her hip bone, and I learned to play out of sorrow and respect for her memory. That's fucking metal. Play one of the local favorites for me. The flute player smiles mysteriously and brings the flute to his lips. A simple, brisk melody pours out of this instrument. The glum faces of workers and traders soften a little, and the tunnels around you seem less squalid than before. Long after the music has stopped, many continue to whistle the unassuming ditty. A flute needs no words to sing, but I am curious to know what story your melody tells. The flute player awkwardly adjusts the goggles on his forehead. The story of a simple man from the lower decks, honest with himself and others. He risks his life to protect the oppressed from those corrupted by power. He takes from the rich, gives to the needy. He helps without asking anything in return. Nemesis, hero of tales, admired by children and grown folk alike. By opposing legitimate authority, your vile Nemesis tramples on the creed and everyone who glorifies him as a criminal. A fairy tale indeed, risking oneself for nothing. If such a man existed, he would surely be profiting from your misfortunes in secret. A fairy tale indeed, risking oneself for nothing. If such a man existed, he would surely be profiting from your misfortunes in secret. The people look at each other in shock upon hearing this unpalatable fact of life. Their joy evaporates, leaving only the bitterness of disappointment. The flute player smiles regretfully. I think the song just died, but I won't despair. Life always suggests new melodies that people will like. Gesture at the board. Are you suggesting we play a game? The flute player smiles eagerly. Please bless our little lark with your attention. Explain the rules of this game to me. It's simple. On this board, you play with fate. Choose a ball and give it to Bolts, my rat. If she rolls your ball into the pocket marked in red within 3 minutes, you win. If she doesn't, you lose simply. The ball into the marked in red with 3 minutes, you win. If she doesn't, you lose simple. This should be amusing. The man readies his flute, and the rat dives under the board. You hear clawed feet scrabbling against the crates, and a few moments later, a green ball pops out of the center. You have already seen through the flute player's performance. You listen to him play and watch the rat closely. Then, at a certain point, you start tapping your fingers to the edge of the crate, adding your own rhythm to the tune. The rat scrambles in confusion, mistakes your commands for those of its master, and starts rolling the ball toward the goal. When the ball drops into the red hole, a few impressed whistles come from the crowd, and the flute player laughs heartily. Cleverly done, your lordship. Well, I had no doubt that you would be a worthy opponent in your strategy. I think I will keep it in mind for my future games. Smile, shall we play another? Cut a button from your sleeve and throw it to the man. Cut a button from your sleeve and throw it to the man for the entertainment. Thank you for this generous gift. These folks will shower me in ration cards to give their hands on something they belong to your lordship. Fortune gave me the brightest of smiles today. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I certainly won't forget my fateful meeting with the Lord Captain. The flute player clears the board and one deft movement begins a new tune. Quite a lively bunch down here. Another symbol. We're making good progress, it looks like. There's a repair control panel down there, but I don't know how to get down there. It looks like there's an elevator, but I don't know how to activate it. Probably won't be active for a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a whole fucking subquest down here.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Bigger. Oh. We have a level. Never mind. Okay. New characteristic skill. Agility. Ballistic skill. High agility allows characters to manipulate delicate explosives with finesse or to keep their footing when crossing treacherous terrain. It improves the character's initiative, dodge, chance, and reaction. If the character uses a melee weapon, their dodge reduction is equal to that of their agility. I'm going with this again. Oh, I can only do it twice. Alright. I mean, once. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Weird. Why is it that I can't do this one? I guess I do need to spend points elsewhere. Combat Addict. We got more talents. Fortress World characters gain 7+ to ballistics, skills, perception, and willpower. While in combat, yet while out of combat, their intelligence, fellowship, and perception and willpower decrease by 7. No. Familiar kickback. At the end of their turn, Fortress World characters gain stacks of Never Stop, shooting equal to half the minimal damage of the most damaging ranged weapon they use this round. Stacks of Never Stop shooting equal to half the minimal damage of the most damaging ranged weapon they used in this round. Might be nice. Hail of Steel. Each round, Fortress World characters gain a stack of 1% bonus to dodge against ranged attacks for each shot they made during this round. Also, the range burst attacks grants an additional 10 stacks of Never Stop shooting. Never stop believing. When all stacks of never stop shooting should be lost, they become one stack instead. Additionally, a Fortress World character may upgrade their willpower characteristics even if their current archetype do not allow it. Spare magazine. Fortress World characters first reload in combat cost 0 AP. Reloading a weapon grants an additional 10 plus stacks of Never Stop. Gain stacks of Never Stop shooting equal to half the minimal damage of the most damaging ranged weapon they used that round. I'm going to go with Hail of Steel. Alright. Go on ballistics this time. Available common talents. Better to die for the Emperor. While under 40% wounds, Imperial World characters gain a 10 plus bonus to all characteristics and 2 plus to resolve. Doing my part. If no other character in the current party has the same archetype as this character, I was checking something. Same archetype as this character, the first archetype ability used in each combat by this character costs 1 AP less. Party has the same archetype as this character. The first archetype ability used in each combat by this character costs 8 AP less. No heresy. Imperial World characters gain 10 plus bonus to critical chance and 10 plus armor against Xenos or demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonuses of no heresy. However, Imperial characters, Lore Xenos, and Lore Warp are always 0. I'm gonna say yes on the no heresy. That just, to me, that just makes sense for a fucking character. Okay. We're gonna upgrade his weapon skill. Better to die for the Emperor. Doing my part. No heresy. Ready to serve. What's this one? When an Imperial character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability or affects an ally with such an ability, their resolve is increased by 1 for 1 round. By an ally's non-damaging ability or affects an ally with such an ability. Strong together. All allies excluding Xenos in the current party gain 5 plus to the same characteristics as was chosen for humanity's finest. For humanity's finest? What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Humanity's finest? Okay. Anyways, because I don't know what the last one means, I'm just gonna go with ready to serve. Forsaken World Origin. The planet of Lyria lies in the deeper reaches of the Coronis Expanse. After a prolonged loss of contact with the Imperium, its population descended into heresy and turned to sorcery and forbidden knowledge to ensure their own survival and welfare. I see. Choose ability. Joint analysis. Until the operative's next turn, their allies' attack also removes exploits and deal intelligence bonus more damage. For the next attack against a target affected by an exploit, the target's cover efficiency will be reduced by -15 plus per bonus. Stacks of exploits, this attack will have plus 15 per bonus hit chance. Against a target affected by an exploit, that target's cover efficiency, that might be useful. Intimidation. The operative's next non-area attack inflicts the intimidation effect on the first target hit by the attack and all the enemies in a 5-cell radius around that target. The damage dealt by intimidated enemies is reduced by -7 until the operative's next turn. This negative effect is doubled for enemies with less than 12% armor. While in cover, operatives gain 25% cover efficiency, 15 perception, and 15 ballistics. Tactical knowledge. I'm not gonna lie, joint analysis, it does seem pretty good, but precise attack seems even better. For the next attack against a target affected by an exploit, because, I mean, it's cover efficiency. And a lot of enemies take cover in this fucking game. Alright. Available skills. At this archetype rank, it is possible to increase character skills. The higher the skill score, the easier it will be to pass corresponding skills. Oh, wait, why am I reading that? Of course that's what it is. Logic, 40. Tech use is also 40. Intelligence and characteristics that makes the character rational arguments more convincing, allows them to notice any logical inconsistencies in other people's words. Also, it helps to operate cogitators more efficiently, may give you access to dialogue options. Let's see, it represents the ability to repair complex machine items. A high tech use value enables characters to even be able to fathom the workings of unknown technical artifacts. It can also be used to open doors or containers or hack cogitators. That might be useful. Cabela. Let's see. Let's increase your agility some more. Alright, and now a talent. Attacks made with a sword deals agility bonus, additional damage. This bonus damage is doubled if using two-handed sword. Interesting. Let's see, and blinding blades. Enemies attacked with Blade Dancer have their weapon skill, ballistic skill, and perception reduced by -10. Blade Dancer's WS bonus. Weapon skill bonus, okay. Ballistic and perception reduced by 10 plus Blade Dancer's weapon skill bonus until the Blade Dancer's next turn. These penalties do not stack. That may very well be useful. Death Warden. The Blade Dancer's Medicae is now determined by weapon skill instead of intelligence. It's higher. The Blade Dancer deals 5% critical damage. 10% critical damage and gain. Use medikits as if having Medicae skill advancement or the corresponding feature or talent. The Blade Dancer's maximum wounds are increased by the dodge percentage. Rising tempo. Each attack made by the Blade Dancer increases the damage of all subsequent attacks they make this turn by 5+. This effect stacks up to 3 times. That's interesting. Let's see. I'm not gonna lie. I like the blinding blade and the blade in his hand a lot more. Made with a sword, agility bonus, additional damage. We're gonna say blinding blade because it's got more of a utility to it. Alright, we're done with that shit. Let's move on. Judging by the merchant's round.
Just as I planned.
Judging by the merchant's round, well-fed face, the rusty junk laid out on the counter is merely a smokescreen for the more valuable and likely illegal goods that are, for now, hidden from the idle glances.
Keep your wits about you.
Those baton-wielding bastards have gone bleeding mad. Another 20 of our folk torched along with their shacks. I feel like the enforcers are going a little too far here. And that's probably why they're a bit hesitant about having me come down here. They don't want me to see the fucking travesty that this place is.
Over there.
I always keep my options open.
What's going on down here? How many times do I need to tell you, you ungrateful maggots? Mistakes must be paid for. Have mercy in the throne's name, I beg you. 12. The battered worker throws himself at your feet and touches the toe of your boot with his dirty palms. Your gracious lordship, hand of the god emperor, save your unworthy servant. Get lost. The enforcer's heavy baton pummels the man's back and shoulders several times. His bones crack audibly. The sound of breaking bones, the man's cries, and the enforcer's hateful laughter remind you of what you went through yourself, too vividly and too painfully. You lived through torture sometime in your distant past. Yeah, that's true. Cornelius gained the Echo of Torment effect. Duration permanence. The character suffers a negative 10% penalty to perception. The scene of workers' beating has brought up memories of your own torture. Interesting. My sincerest apologies, Lord Captain. Your boot. I'll clean it right away. A murmur of discontent breaks out among the gawkers who have gathered around. None of the other workers dare come closer, but the anger of their faces is plain to see. Stop the enforcer. Kick the worker. I intend to hear this man out. Your lordship, I work hard. Never even take breaks to rest, and all I earn is 7 ration cards with 15 mouths to feed back home. The enforcer shakes me down every shift, just like they do every other honest hard worker who... Enough whining. You and your pals lifted a box of Nutribars a few watches ago, and 2 canisters of water before that. I didn't beat the life out of you because I took pity on you, and this is the thanks I get? You quarantined the hub for 20 watches and refused to give out rations. If we didn't have cards we'd had no way to earn. And today you earned 15 cards in a single shift because you do the work of 3 people, right? Or did you take your pals to a dark corner somewhere? do them in and take their share. I didn't do them in. It was an axe. The worker stops himself, cowering, and whimpers. They got their heads bashed in by crates. The dead don't need rations. Hmm. What the fuck is this? Added a note of sagely death to your voice. Society, you see, is much like a boot. Its toe proudly directs the foot of the Imperium forward, and yet it needs a soul to stand on. You are the soul, good people, that you are down here choking on dirt without ever seeing a sliver of light is not the result of someone's ill will, but rather it is the logical order of the world. I hope that understanding this fact will help you make peace with your destiny and free you of all the spite. Can you imagine? God damn. Am I to understand that the enforcers are appropriating earnings from workers after their shifts? We are appropriating nothing. We just monitor and redistribute, the enforcer mutters gloomily. The rabble are a lying and thieving lot. We have instructions to stay alert for people holding more than the standard amount of ration cards to prevent supply embezzlement and famine. They do take our cards, your lordship, and then grow fat using them for themselves. The worker's eyes squint shut tightly as he whispers his accusations. He seems unable to believe his stroke of luck. I'm not sure what the story is here, but I can definitely say that this has gone a little out of hand. I'm gonna say you both deserve punishment. Strip the arbitrary enforcer of his rank and give lashes to the thief. The worker snarls at the enforcer, who has suddenly gone pale. Didn't expect that, now did you? Once my back stops hurting, we'll see how brave you are without your baton. Low, insistent dissent begins to rise in the crowd, only to die back down as soon as the enforcer brandishes their baton. The murmurs immediately turn into pleas for mercy. Awareness test succeeded. A sullen, red-bearded man with keen black eyes draws your attention. His oddly piercing gaze seemed to size you up the whole time you were speaking, but now he has hastened to conceal himself behind the gawkers. The next thing you know, you are watching him hurry deeper into the tunnels. The discharged enforcer, surrounded by spiteful leers, glowers at the crowd. Glowers at the crowd? As the beaten workers laughs uproariously, seemingly far more pleased with the other's misfortune than troubled by his own sentence.
Is there money to be made?
Sure, you can have it if you need it so badly. Hmm. The bay's bulkhead is marred by traces of gunfire, rust-colored stains from old blood that was never properly washed off.
An expected result.
Despite your efforts, the container does not budge an inch, but you heard an unpleasant... Damn it. Railway hubs direct thousands of containers carrying the rogue traders' cargo to various destination compartments. Looks like there's nothing in there.
I always have a backup plan.
Move container.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Hey, what's that?
Hey, hey, hey. What's this? Stacks of parchments, among other things. Good.
Always keep your eye on the price.
We're gonna have a shit ton of things to sell. I'm certain of it. Let's go this way now. Well, looks like there's some type of spectacle ahead.
The premonition runs true.
What the fuck was that about? I must have missed something because I was not paying attention to that at all. This must be the Death Cult's place. Or maybe not. But we are getting closer to them, that's for sure. I don't know if I should go this way or this way. We'll go this way for now. Several people are eagerly rummaging through a rack filled with weapons from the Enforcer's arsenal. A big man with a pockmarked face is the first to react to your presence. He attracts the others' attention with a piercing whistle and barks out. Who are you? There's not supposed to be anyone... Oh, it doesn't matter. Identify yourself. Take a closer look at the suspicious individuals. Succeeded. Makeshift armor peeks out from beneath their ragged clothes, and their battered weapons display a patchwork of crude repairs. The group stares longingly at the rack where the good plasteel gleams, restlessly clutching their humble weapons. You notice that the little finger on every person's right hand has been cut off. It is hardly a coincidence. I am rogue trader Cornelius von Valentius, and you will explain what is going on here. The people turn to stare at you in disbelief and exchanged heated whispers. The excitement is interrupted by the leader's roar. What are you gawping at? Hurry up and bend your backs as is right and proper. Your lordship, you must excuse these blockheads. I was taken aback myself. It's not every day you see the rogue trader in the flesh. And as for this, the man cast a grim glance at the rack. I won't insult you by denying it. You've caught us red-handed. Who are you? The Har-Nines. Again. I mean a brotherhood from Transport Bay 9. Don't think we're parasites. We do our bit for the prosperity of the ship. We're sort of, assistants to the enforcers. Self-appointed. We make sure that order is maintained in compartments where the enforcers are too lazy or greedy for bribes. We put a stop to robbery and free thinking. And, well, we accept a small contribution as a show of thanks. Yeah, you're basically a gang that extorts people. Yeah, we get you. Why do you want my weapons? Are you going to rebel? To do business, the gang leader smiles ingratiatingly. We're no rebels. If anyone blasphemes against your lordship, we call the troublemakers to order, and we shed blood for the flagship without fear. I suppose that makes us defenders of the ship. The thug raises his eyebrows questioningly and looks at you expectantly. Why stop there? You might as well call yourselves saints and say the fate of the whole dynasty rests on your shoulders. You obviously did not expect anyone to be here. Are the enforcers providing cover for you? I wish. Frenzo, the newly appointed captain, had our informant strung up. He's tightening the screws, damn it. We can barely breathe. Today's the last time we'll come to pick over this compartment. You all have your little fingers cut off. What does it mean? It's our game's initiation rite. A fine tradition. By voluntarily removing a finger, the newcomers show their determination and willingness to join us forever. It's also a badge of honor. He proudly shows off the stump of his little finger. Tell me why I shouldn't execute you on the spot. You could execute us, but who would take our place? Shameless scum who rob and kill to their heart's content? Bastards who accept mutants into their gangs and pray to the archenemy? And there have always been outlaws on this ship. You're better off with outlaws like us, who don't go too far and who keep the heretics away. Criminals on my ship have a single fate. Death. The leader spits on the ground in annoyance. What in the void have I been standing here making speeches for? I thought we had ourselves an alright Lord Captain. But no, he's straight-laced type. Bring it on then, your lordliness.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Cabela has a remarkable background. As a Death Cult assassin, she can use special abilities called Raining Blood. When used, it causes the target of Cabela's next melee attack to explode in a burst of blood, covering the floor and any enemies behind the target. The affected enemies suffer additional damage. Well, Cabela can also use a special throwable consumable item called Blood's File to spill even more blood on the battlefield. Cabela's a Blade Dancer. Blade Dancers are incredibly skilled sword fighters who can devastate enemies using two special attacks, Blade Dance and Death from Above. Blade Dance ability allows the Blade Dancer to make several light strikes against random adjacent targets. If there is only one adjacent target, all the strikes are directed against that target. If two swords are equipped, the Blade Dancer deals significantly more damage. Seems pretty cool. All right. Getting everybody into position. And start battle. All right. She's in the way, of course. The Thief Gunner. I'll attack the Thief Gunner with this.
I'll make it happen.
Damn. Alright. Oh, I still have this sword equipped. It's a two-handed weapon. Oh, okay. That explains it. What's her equipment looking like? Alright. Probably should have looked at her equipment before I got into fight. But oh well. Alright, she's up. They might have to be in... Yep, they have to be in striking distance. Alright. I just don't want to run right into him, so let's see here. I think I'll move up behind Abelard and then just end the turn there.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Alright.
I've suffered worse.
Time to slaughter someone.
Let's make it quick.
There we go. Alright. Argenta's up. Too elevated to be shot at, that's for sure. Alright.
Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen.
Out my way.
Let's get to it.
My ears are ringing.
Here we go.
Hmm. All right. Is a guaranteed critical hit, but that's only if I hit, right? Yeah, it's only if I hit. Could I do critical damage with the Psychic Shriek? Alright. Let's go ahead and use the Psychic Shriek. Because at least that's guaranteed to hit. Did it not hit? What just happened?
But of course.
Alright, Abelard, get in there. Let's see.
My place is at the fore. It will be done.
I need to see what this does. To ignore one instance of incoming damage whenever the effect is triggered, one stack is removed. Okay, so I have to essentially beat the shit out of them consistently until the stack goes away. Annoying.
I will do my duty.
Hold on.
Hmm.
On it.
That will hit Abelard as well, but honestly, I am content with giving him a little bit of damage as long as I'm getting everybody else.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
It knocked everybody down.
This is good. You should have thought twice before crossing me.
All right. Cabela's up next. He's a heavy hitter. I think we should focus on him. It's all everyone in an adjacent platform, right? Yeah.
A dance of blades and shadows. The shadows will see it done. As the tenets demand, let your soul be purged.
Rightio. So that's how that works. Nice. Alright, sorry about that. I was kind of looking around. Alright. We're pretty much good here.
Show me what you've got.
Cover is being broken a little bit. There's more cover over there, but anyways. All right. We're gonna want to waste another thing of run and gun.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Sweet. All right. We're starting to do some damage now. This ability grants additional 3 momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius from the sister battle. Alright. Again.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
No? Okay.
Stop it!
King cleanses the body.
Let's get to it.
I'm gonna move my character out of the way here so that way she can take that spot. Oh, she could just go here. Neat.
What is this foreboding?
Okay.
Anything else?
Alright, it's gone.
Will do.
What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck is that? It's a demon. Oh, no. This is annoying. This just got complicated real quick.
I feel now I need your aegis, oh Emperor.
Oh, boy. How do we deal with you? That is very unfortunate. And a random demon appears in the Psyker's place. How do I get rid of it? Is there any way to get rid of it? I'm not seeing any way to get rid of it. Damn it. This is going to become the bigger problem in a second. Let me see here. It's going to have another turn at some point here. It's not worth it. Regimental tactics, we're gonna have to use this.
I'll make it happen. The best defense is a good offense.
Argenta, you are going to die if you don't take this.
There is life in you yet. Use it wisely.
Injuries will not slow me.
How many turns does this last? I'm assuming several.
Trust me. as honor ordains.
Let's do it.
Just need to tough it out.
Jesus.
Let's get to it.
I've suffered worse.
Okay.
Doubt is for the weak.
Alright, I will be able to heal myself and still...
Ministration is a holy task.
and still have the chance to make one attack.
I'll do it.
God damn it.
Time to redouble our efforts.
And I'm dead. Wonderful.
Brace yourself, Abelard. Time to prove my mettle.
Suffering traumas. Removing traumas is a more difficult task that can only be healed by resting on the ship or in a certain places suitable for rest. Now you're up. Okay. There we go. Does this affect also allies? Automatic critical hit. Who's up next? Abelard? And then Cabela. Okay. The problem with this is that it takes Psyker ability. You know what? No. I can't afford to have another problem. Let's do it.
Was that you? Or
I'll revert to more conservative tactics.
The healing is much appreciated.
It will be done.
All right.
Out of my way!
I've suffered worse.
Okay. This fucking thing.
The shadows will see it done. As honor ordains.
Okay.
There are many paths to death, and you chose this one?
The character can no longer participate in combat, nor can they be resuscitated by any means. They will regain consciousness after the battle and receive trauma, which can be healed by resting at the ship and other things.
Here we go!
Boy, this is going so well.
I'm here, maggot!
Hold on!
Anything else? Will do.
Uh...
An exemplary strike. It will be done. Indeed.
They're trying really hard to kill Avalon.
I shall not fail.
That's what you're saying, but I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to be the
Would
case.
have foretold that.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Scared yet?
Let's get to it.
Brace yourself, Avalon.
Okay.
Anything else?
Ay, this is not going well at all. Hmm.
I've suffered worse.
Oh boy.
It will be done. I will do my duty. My ears are ringing.
Oh no.
Not in our ranks.
Ill fortune has bound me.
I've suffered worse.
Okay. I think it's safe to say
Victory is imminent.
I am not making it out of this alive.
Indeed.
You know what? I'm gonna reload that. Alright, that was just right before getting into the fight. Yep. Man, that was terrible. Absolutely atrocious. We got into that fight, and it did not go well. Everything probably would have been pretty fair. It probably would have been fine, maybe, perhaps, if the demon didn't show up. Oh, we respawn right back to that point. Okay, but first things first. Let's go ahead and look at Cabela's equipment. I'm gonna give you that sword, because why the fuck would I need it? Alright. She could use some gloves among other things, but that's gonna be whatever's in cargo, right? Hmm. 8 by 10, 6 by 9. Is she light armor or is she heavy? Oh yeah, she's a meat. That's right. Light spinner's breastplate. Alright, well, we're not changing it then. She's clearly versed in blades, so I'm not going to give her a gun. Wait, who equipped it? Did it just get sent back? It did, didn't it? There we go. She looks better without the helmet on, but... Alright. Not exactly sure if there's anything else we can give her, because I don't think there's anything in cargo that we can use. Alright, let's see. Yeah, not seeing anything of particular use. She's fine, I guess, with that. I don't see anything in terms of, like, No. Ah, alright. Anywho. Alright, let's try this again, shall we?
About you.
Just go through the dialogue again.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
I will take you down.
Alright, here we go. Let's try this again. Take it from the top. Alright. Plant myself there again. Appleout's a little further up, but we'll plant him here. Maybe we'll start him out in cover, actually. There we go. Start battle. All right.
I'll see to it personally.
Yeah, either hit the cover or something else, or maybe it did get him.
Let's make it quick.
It's nothing.
So if I start you here, and then I do a leap of faith, damn it. Not leap of faith, but... I'm gonna keep you here for now. Wait, does that also attack the cover? Why the fuck would it attack the cover? Alright, whatever.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Let's get to it.
Out my way. Here we go.
Alright, they're all coming down now. Miss.
Hold on.
Now it's Appleart's turn. Alright. He parried it, jackass.
It will be done.
Okay. So I've learned my lesson. We will not be doing that.
That is not my destiny.
There.
But of course.
Even less? That's a crazy.
Anything else?
Okay. All right. I know what I must do.
On it.
All right.
I'll make it happen.
Let's get to it.
I'll brush this off.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Okay.
Death comes in silence.
There we go. Brutal strike, brutal strike, different types of striking. All right. All right, well, this isn't gonna work. A single strike will just have to suffice.
As honor ordained. My blade whispers your name.
Alright, time to pull back.
Trust me.
Alright. She's gonna be definitely useful. Just go in, do some quick damage, and then come back out. Alright. I think where she is might be fine, because it just angled right enough for this to work. Kinda. Not really. Alright. Let's work with this, shall we? I'm going to use a single attack next. If I could kill just even one of these guys. There we go.
Eradicated.
I don't like it when the sound breaks, but I don't know how to fix that. I really do not. Alright.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
There we go. Again, bring it back up some
I will
endure.
do my duty.
Alright, you are all fucked.
Victory is imminent. Grey hair, sure hand.
Wait. Why has he got just a pistol in one of his loadouts? That's weird. What happened to his blast wave? Okay.
It will be done.
Oh, it does remove it. Why did all of them have it then? No, I guess it's because they didn't attack him until just now, maybe. I don't know. Okay, next up. I cannot move further than that. That managed to hit.
On it.
I cannot get her to move closer if I cannot kill these guys first. Okay. I think the real question is, why does he have to be... I guess he won't. He's still got one charge left. No, I shot Cabela with that. I wasn't thinking about that.
Not by your hand.
Okay, sorry about that. Alright. The soldier gains the ability to make number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire. Minimum 2, using the weapon attack that normally costs the least AP. These attacks do not spend AP. I will take it.
Accept your lot. It's as good as done.
Damn it.
I'll make it happen. Who, if not me?
Damn, I haven't been able to get it. Alright. Should have used controlled shot. But I wasn't thinking about that. But oh well. I fucking love that. Move you here. Rain of blood.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Oh, I see, I see, I see. Oh, wait, no, I can still move, okay. No, just gonna have to hit him with this. But then again, I could have used the blade dance on him if I just moved, and then I could have just acrobatic artistry back to my original position. Alright. We're pretty much good here. Still have a point left, which is weird. All right.
Doubt is for the weak.
There we go. That does do what I think it does, right? The soldier gives a sign that they are about to open fire. The soldiers and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's attack. Good.
I'll do it.
Nice. All right.
At your, but I took care of this one. I will do my duty.
Really? Okay.
Was it you? Or...
All right, let's see if I can get him this time.
anything is?
No, of course not.
But of course.
Hmm. All right. Okay, I'm gonna use run and gun.
I'll see to it personally.
So I can use multiple actions at the same time. Ah! I almost just kicked my mouse. Alright. Try and finish him off.
Another enemy down.
Nice, okay. Try and nail this guy a little bit. No, I can't do that. Not if it's just gonna hit Cabela. Yeah, I will.
I'll make it happen. The best defense is a good offense.
Alright. Out of actions. Nothing to lose. Okay. Hit him with that. Activate that. And then use that. Maybe. Let's see.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
There we go. Use this. That'll use the action, which I don't want. Now this one is a little weird. In reverse. Does that mean if I were to use Blade and if I were to use Death from Above prior to using this, it would actually just make me do another Death from Above or make you repeat certain actions?
The shadows will see it done.
Okay. Reloading the bolter.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Damn it. Alright. These guys suck.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
On it.
My God. All right. There we go. Now let's take him down a peg.
I'll see to it personally. On it.
All right.
Who if not me?
She can't move any further. That's interesting. What is this? Blade Dancer use death from above against a target enemy without spending charge, immediately making a melee attack against that enemy. The Blade Dancer repeats this combination up to 4 times against the random available targets. Why not? But it has to be within the radius. Damn. I can't do anything. Alright. Saturating people in blood does a few things, right? Whenever blood is used, 1 plus charge to the blood pile is restored. This creature suffers 2% more damage for each stack of blood-stained effect. Yeah, no, this won't do anything. Alright. Time to move over here. Oh. I didn't actually confirm it. Okay. Alright.
I am his will made manifest.
Please do not miss.
do it. For you, my Emperor. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Miss.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Damn it. Alright.
At your beck and call. Indeed. It will be done. At your beck and call.
Alright.
Anything else?
If I manage to make an attack with this, it'll be a critical, which will be nice. God damn it. Alright.
Will do.
And I will need to...
Should have thought twice before crossing me. I'll see to it personally.
It's pretty much a stalemate here. It's up to Abelar to do this. Okay. Well, he moved closer. Will I be able to get this off now? I can. But it's not giving me the option to do it. Probably not until I make the move, I guess.
I cannot serve you in this way.
Oh, shit! I gotta stop doing that! I hit space again. I hit space again. God damn it. Alright. Alright, this is taking a little too long. If we can just get rid of this guy, everything will be fine, right? If I hit this guy with this, what's the percentage? 36 compared to 68? Let's go for it.
It will be done. Indeed.
You know, let's do it. No, maybe not. Actually, no. Yeah, let's just do it.
At your beck and call.
Right point blank, and you can't hit him?
What, of course.
On it.
Oh my god. Alright.
On it. Consider this a taste of what's to come.
Okay.
I'll make it happen.
Let's get to it.
Alright, this time do not hit the fucking space button. Don't hit the space button. Okay, select. And go. No, still won't let me use it for some reason. Oh, I see, okay. So I have to kill someone to get that charge. That makes sense a little bit. Okay, let's try this a different way. We're just gonna have to keep you here. Hopefully you'll be fine.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Damn it.
Let's make it quick.
I've suffered worse.
Okay.
Victory is imminent. At your beck and call. I will do my duty. One fewer target.
Sweet. Finally killed him, god.
Indeed.
They have to be within line of sight, which is the unfortunate part. Time to move up.
Who if not me? Let's make some opportunities. You should have thought twice before crossing me. I'll make it happen.
Out of my way!
Didn't even flinch.
No.
Unavailable.
I would that I could.
Fine. Just come up here and just hit him. I don't care. He's behind cover, I guess. No, there we go.
As honor ordains. As the tenets demand. Killing
Nice.
brings me no pleasure.
Just leap to the adjacent. Kill him. Nice. I'm getting used to her class a little bit, but I need to be smarter about it. Jesus Christ, okay. Yeah. Sorry I wasn't talking so much, but that's kind of what happens when you play these type of CRPGs. You know, you tend to get very engrossed into the experience. But yeah, so... God. We encountered our first combat encounter down here, and it's a group of thugs wanting to steal steal our weapons and shit. At least for the guard, anyways. But anyways, man, that was a bit of a mess. Well, that being said, I guess I'll leave it here. Gonna have to get used to how combat works a bit more, as well as how abilities work. I'm sure once I get the handle on how the core mechanics work, this shouldn't be too difficult. But until then, there's some growing pains to be had. But regardless, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye!